Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Wraiths, an exciting sword and sorcery adventure about two brothers trying to make their way in a harsh world. Link in the description.
You.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly Wing It number 96 here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting it off with us tonight, we got in the big screen over there, Frederick Guimond.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
No, you got to say it the way you've always said his name, Guillemont.
Guillemont.
No, he actually was saying it right. Doing it all wrong.
It's called sabotaging.
Well, here sabotaging things with us is... Billy Bobsack.
Kaplaw.
And in the chat so far tonight, we got... Whoops, I just closed it. Let me open that back up.
And you
Foo Man Blue. He stepped in right before we started. What's up, Foo? He says, fire this mother up. Well, a few seconds late, but yeah, I did. Good to see you, Foo. Go ahead, Billy.
I'll continue.
I ran out of things to say. Have a great night, everybody. No. So Frederick's over here. He's working on...
This is a double-page spread. So the second one in the book, pages 12, 13, I believe. And so I'm halfway through it, inking the buildings over here. So this is our main character, Rattel, who's flying on his hoverboard over the city of Montreal, specifically the University of Montreal.
Cool. And Skunks has also joined us. What's up, Skunks? Good to see you, man. Now, so the penciling is the part like Rattel is in pencil still. Some of the buildings are inked. So
Exactly.
like penciling is where you can sit there and manipulate it still until you like what you see. Then you ink it.
That's right.
So how do you figure where to put the word bubbles?
Well, you do that after the fact. Once you've got it in the computer, you can see how much space your text will occupy, because it's hard to know. You can get an inkling of it after a while, but you only really know once you've got it in the file. And then you place it mostly on dead zones, zones that have less interesting detail or part of the background. Or, if you've got like any horrible mistakes that you made, it's always good to hide them with your speech bubble.
That's
Speech
right.
bubbles, the whiteout of comic books.
Yeah, just hope you didn't screw up the main character's face, because having the speech bubble over his face is... You can only go so far.
Oh, you just reminded me of something. I'm going to bring up a file here in a minute just to show you something. But oops. There we go. That's the one I was looking for right now. Yeah, give me a minute to dig up this file because you just reminded me of something I got to show you. It was hilarious. Billy Bob, I know you've seen it before. But, they did that in a manga, and I read through it a couple times before I realized what they did. Let's see. Volume 1. And loading.
All right, we got to put some cricket noises in there.
Cool. Hey, would you be kind enough to fire up a tune for the background?
Oh, no.
Actually, cricket noises would be a good audio file for the background.
Hey, I need to get that. Just
Your mic's messing up
when we-
big time.
I'm sure we could find it somewhere.
Your mic's messing up, by the way, Frequency.
Is it still?
No, it's good now.
Okay. I don't know
Yeah,
if it was because I leaned away from the
page.
computer too much. Or... Ah, found it. Okay.
Do it now.
Oops, I gotta unshare the other one. I'm hitting buttons. I swear. R.H. Snow has joined us. Hail.
Hey,
See,
welcome,
Frederick,
Snake.
we got to put the Transformers transition clip on it.
Yeah, man,
Right?
for sure, for sure.
Come on, you can do it. Frequency, you can do it.
Got it.
What are we looking at here?
It's a manga,
Okay.
so I'm pretty sure it's left to right dialogue.
Yes, it is. All right. Samus goes to say something to Old Bird. Old Bird cuts her off and starts talking. This is when I realize what a jerk he is. I mean, Gray Voice cuts her off and starts talking and puts his word bubble right over top Old Bird's face.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, the real reason the artist did that is he didn't want to draw the other dude's face. You know, he's like, he was too ugly.
And those Japanese word, of course, they're there to put Japanese text in, but look at all the white space in there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, when I finally realized that, I'm like, what a jerk.
Yeah, it's terrible.
R.H. Snow says, I see the ultimate and amazing peoples are here. Wrangler, Billy Bob, and Frederick. R.H., come on, you know that flattery will get you everywhere.
That's right.
Oh, it's nice to see you, RH.
Also,
She said you're acting all inkery again.
Yes, it's a tendency I have. And I'm going to get, after this one, I have no more pencils for the comic, so I have to draw the rest of the comic book, which is mostly a fight scene. It's going to be freaking awesome.
and then he's got to look at some Rook Exodus R again, you know, and be like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of discouraging. But I mean, I'm not trying to draw like him, thankfully, because he has a very technical, very detailed, very like combination of things. It's gonna be fun to dive into those pages.
Listen, I was picking one real quick, and that's what was there, Arch. So.
Animation Overload has also joined us. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you there, Animation. And Skunks is working and listening. Much appreciated. Yes. He's usually there. He can't always chat, but he's usually there.
I'm working and talking, so. two things
Everly!
at the same
Good to see you.
Playing a game.
So you're about now. When you said halfway, do you mean halfway through this double-page spread or halfway through the book itself?
Both. So this book, this double-page spread is at the right smack in the middle of the book. So I'm technically in the middle of both. Hello, Chrissy.
Wait. We're not calling it double page spread anymore. We talked about this. It's the spread eagle page.
Hail, Christy. Good to see you.
You know how pissed would
Nice to see you,
person
Chrissy.
who teaches you know, like the how to draw comics and stuff. I tell them that. No. That's no longer the technical term for it. You know.
I thought they were called splash pages.
Yeah, so when you have a full drawing on a page, it's called a splash page. And when it's it's one drawing on 2 pages, they call it a double page spread.
Now called spread eagle.
Because phrasing is everything,
Because
apparently.
you gotta you gotta tape it in the back like this. It's like 2 pages that are taped up.
Also, splash pages are usually used for the opening. A lot of older comics.
Yeah, there's a formula for some people. I really liked it, so I went for splash page number 1, and then number 2 and 3 is double page splash, and then I do like single pages up until the halfway point with this splash page where he is flying for the first time over the city. So I was like, okay, this is worth like a glamour shot, like he's flying over the city for the first time, testing out his quadcopter.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's been like pretty much the standard for most. You open with the splash page, title and stuff.
Yeah, it's very common, very, very common. And the splash, double splash was used by a lot of the Image folks. Like Eric Larson used it a lot. You see it in X-Force. I think number one is the splash double. Oh no, it's something like that. But yeah, it gives a lot of impact at the beginning of the story. I find it's useful to drive you into the story straight up from the beginning to get you like hooked in the action, diving into the story. Then you can get into the panels and the details once you're kind of hooked into the main thrust of the action,
Kahuna's with us. How's it going, man?
Hey, Kahuna.
Everly's asking, what is this track? Got me all emo. I'm liable to paint my nails and look at Gerard Way.
It's one of the Skyrim ones.
The gang's nearly all here, just missing some scuzzy British representation, says Fu Man Blue. Well, hopefully Star Fury pops in. He always livens things up.
What are you talking about? We got a Frenchman. That's close enough.
Listen,
Says,
French
I
and the
think
British.
Stuff is Oblivion or Skyrim. Which is it, Billy?
Listen, the British don't season their food, and then French people eat snails. So yeah,
British and French have been mortal enemies throughout the ages.
All I know is the type of French that Frederick is has poutine, so I'm cool with that.
There you go. It's the good kind.
Yeah. So Billy, what is this? Oblivion or Skyrim?
That's Skyrim. Hold up. It is Tundra soundtrack. Or song.
Is that the name of the song, the piece?
Yeah.
All right, Snow says, Billy Bob is saying naughty splash eagle words.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's going to be a cultural movement to be called Spread Eagle Page. Matter of fact, it actually kind of represents what you're supposed to use a double page spread for anyways. It's the money shot,
It is definitely the money shot.
Kahuna says Skyrim has such good ambient tracks. And Everly says the world needs Skyrim 2 or some solid Skyrim clones.
Well, I think Otter brought it to my attention. Wayward Realms, made by Julian LaFay, and I forgot the other dude's name that worked on Daggerfall. It's a spiritual successor to that. Matter of fact, Daggerfall has good tracks as well.
Snow says, if you put Halo soundtrack right now, I would seriously make donuts in my driveway.
All someone's got to do is flip the audio. It actually won't get us copyright or anything.
Everly says that Skyrim Avril Lavigne DLC. Perfection.
I actually do need to get some more Oblivion tracks. I think I got one or two. I don't remember.
All right, Snow says I need to play a Daggerfall.
So speaking of tracks, I have been to RH Snow's advice. I have been creating playlists for my different characters now, and I've at least the main 8 characters all have a few tunes in a playlist that I can listen to when I'm either writing their part of the story or drawing or inking them. Should be fun.
Nice.
You guys do that? Do you use that, Wrangler? Do you have different playlists for your
Yes, I do. For example, as you guys know, I drive for work all day, and I often will drive around thinking about what I'm going to write for, a scene I want to write when I get home. I'll think about that, and I'll grab music and listen to that tune while I'm trying to put it together. And this is cheesy as hell, but I oftentimes will envision it. What would it look like as a movie? And then what would the soundtrack be? What would the soundtrack be playing at the time they're doing this fight scene? And
Just throw on some Doom Eternal music, no matter what the setting of the scene is.
oh, I put it right in the first book, that whole generator scene. I was listening to Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way by Kickaxe, aka Spectre General, while putting that together in my mind, so much so I had the characters actually hack the equipment and play that song while they were doing it.
Nice. Never played much Oblivion. It's a very flawed game, but it is very enjoyable.
I don't even know what that is. I mean, up until the other day, I thought Skyrim, it sounded like a sci-fi to me. I didn't realize it was a fantasy. I don't know how the game is played at all or anything. I've never seen any footage. And I've never heard of Oblivion until you guys are talking about it now.
So it's a Elder Scrolls game. Oblivion was the one before it came out in 2006, I think, if I remember correctly.
Elder Scrolls. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of Elden Ring. Okay, Elder Scrolls, very different game then, right?
Yes. And it goes all the way back to like the 90s with the arena and then Daggerfall.
Remember, I've been stuck in my Metroidvanias.
You might like Daggerfall. It's a very old school RPG. Uses a procedural generation back then.
Everly says, same Huna. Skyrim was my intro and whole balls. You might not want to mention Kahuna and balls. I think he's still a little sore from that TTRPG.
Well, Evely, you can, if you have any decent PC or anything, you can get Daggerfall. It's free, by the way. Download it and play it.
Well, he says that one gorgeous gal singing that song was. I think that's the OK symbol. Oh, he's hunting it down. He's gonna go find that song.
Yeah, it's on the song.
Yeah. You said BRB got to hunt that down. I think he's going to look for that song. See, Snow says, I need to actually finish Oblivion. I finished Knights of the Nine and then just ignored the main storyline for 20 years. Oh, so you got, was Knights of the Nine one of the side quests or something?
It's a DLC where you become Shia Gorath at the end.
Seriously?
Major Prince of like madness.
Ka-chow.
The main story is
I listen to prawn music so I don't tell bad stories.
Oh, Fu Man Blue earlier mentioned we need that British representation. Here it is. Welcome, Star Fury.
Howdy, Starfury 001.
Oh, you know he's a trooper because it's late night, probably almost early morning where he is.
That's right.
Not as good as the song in Witcher 3, but up there for sure.
Which one?
Evely would know what he's talking about when it comes to music, seeing how he is Evely at music.
What song are we talking about?
Let me go back to it. That one gorgeous gal singing that song. Wait. I think he's talking about something from Skyrim.
I'm so confused.
Oh, you know somebody who actually worked on Oblivion. That's cool. Musically or the other stuff heavily?
That's another problem Bethesda's gonna have. They don't have the dude who originally made the fucking Elder Scrolls soundtracks. I remember his name.
Snow says, I put in Pantera's domination, then just let the breakdown roll while the red mist rises.
Well, you're a pro, clearly, RH Snow.
Listen, you need to be listening to Doom music while Rat Tail's getting a cat out of Had the tree, you know.
Yeah.
Oh wow! The chat got way ahead of us. Let's go through. Kahuna says Skyrim has some of the most entrancing atmospheric music and lore. It's not what a lot of people wanted, but I love that game. Ari Snow says Oblivion is my fave. Fu Man is letting us know Star Fury. I was just insulting him.
Skyrim, I say, is
work
Bethesda.
very well in the chat together. They usually do.
Skyrim's Bethesda's last actual good game. However, it has major problems of its own. But I kind of give that one more of an excuse because they only had 100 developers working at the time. So I'm like, I don't know. I'll let go of the really awful faction quests and stuff.
Emily says PCs are for work, not for games. Yeah, glad you fulfill this function in the universe.
Well, Evelate, when your wife sees you, you're saying, no, honey, this is for work. And then you put on the video game when she leaves, right? That's how it works.
Ultimate Kahuna says, I will be nude ASAP. Oh, you mean you're not all right? I thought you just walked around that way.
Hold up, play the clip.
Oh, yep. Hang on. One of us will get there first. I'm not sure.
I'm playing the games.
Oh yeah, AC. It was your fault. I was shirtless at that party too. He came out, give me a hug, and it exploded. It went everywhere. And then I was shirtless for 6 hours. That was fun.
Look what you done to him, AC.
I hope that wasn't a Diddy party, Kahuna.
No. Kahuna is way too innocent for that. He just streams from his showers. He doesn't involve little ones. He just makes us see it and haunts us.
That's right. Getting real fucked up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a QA dude at Bethesda. That would not be a job I'd want right now.
Boy! Must have been really buggy because they missed a lot. I love an Oblivion, so there's you can hear the voice actors redoing their lines in the game. It's certain dialogue bits, characters.
Nikolai's here. He says, I check in and get hit with the nude Kahuna within 5 seconds. WTF.
It's synchronicity.
Oh, and I think I gotta find the Trick or Treat movie. I don't think my grandmother had it.
I forgot about that.
I'm able to
I gotta
borrow
get
it.
on that as well.
I found Trick or Treat that had Ozzy Osbourne and someone else that was there. I have no clue what the movie's about. It was a real
Blue Man
thing.
Blue says, the last time I saw Ultimate Kahuna shirtless still haunts me.
Surprised you were able to see it on, the View.
Actually, in all fairness, Kahuna hasn't streamed from the shower that I know of in quite a while.
I know, but
That part is you have to say not in quite a while. It says a lot.
You just need to see it at once for it to traumatize you forever.
All righty. What have you been up to?
That's the trick. We think he's nude, but honestly, he's wearing a grass skirt. Actually, Kahuna, have you actually worn a grass skirt or no?
Listen, I can make a really mean joke. I'll refrain from it.
Why would you never refrained before?
That's a little too hurtful.
It was really be bad. You know the joke's got to be really bad if he's holding back.
Emily said they talked about doing a shower stream on Iron Seas.
I mean,
Makes
it would
sense
fit.
that Christian would suggest that first one,
and it would fit with the title as well, So
even the stout at heart Star Fury is saying, "I'm traumatized just hearing about it."
How frequency did you watch the thing from the other world?
I have not. No,
You should.
I did see the
think
Kurt Russell
you
version years ago, but
should watch the original. It's actually pretty good.
I didn't even know about the original till you guys started talking about it. To be honest, how am I doing it? How am I running a pop culture show when I'm so clueless on pop culture?
I knew about it. It's just been like very long
It's
time.
old. I mean, it's 1951. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Do you see how old Frequency is? You know, he was a 40-year-old man when that movie came out. Yeah,
We're about the same age, you know that.
Gen X.
so you were that old as well.
Pretty much. I think you're
I'm
got
1975. How about you, Frederick?
6, so you've got a year on me.
That's right. I'm the old man. Now get off my lawn, you dumb punks. Maji says, hey guys, sorry it's a quick 2-truck night, but I thought I'd come in and hit the like and with a drive-by. Thanks, Maji. Good to see you. I hope what
Drive-by
goes
like.
smooth for you. I do not envy your job. I once had that job and I hated it. Probably because I just sucked at it, but thankfully for Maji, she's actually competent. Somewhat. Christy says, good thing I checked my other phone to see if I could schedule my lift tomorrow. I had to make a new profile. Oh,
What?
that was a separate conversation. I may have made a mistake. I've been talking to this wonderful girl, and now she knows about my YouTube channel. It's all over.
Yeah, he's saying "girl" with the quotation marks around it.
Yeah.
He said, "If you look at it from a distance, considered a girl."
And Maji says, that's your fault, Kahuna. Yeah, Maji, you missed the shower talk. She was spared.
So, how bad did the second Joker movie do?
I think
Chelsea.
it actually did. It may have actually done worse than Morbius. Let's see what I could find on the internet. Let's see,
You're saying it
Joker
wasn't more
2 performance. All right. I'll go to the ever reliable Collider. And present. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Joker, Folie à Deux nears final global box office
Hold on,
milestone
say that
ahead of
again?
digital debut.
Hold on. Say that again.
Said Joker, Folie à Deux nears final global box office milestone ahead of digital debut.
All right, Frederick, how do you actually say that?
Folie à deux.
I'm sorry, my ability to pronounce words is not that sophisticated.
No one, I've never heard anyone pronounce it correctly, so don't worry, Wrangler.
I think Captain Garrett usually pronounces it correctly.
Is the director French or something?
No, I think they just tried to be fancy. Because it's like, it's a reference to some slang, like ménage à trois, you know, folie à deux, you know.
Generated under 15 million from international territories this weekend as it neared its final global milestone. It's already at its final global milestone?
They spent how much on it? Because they spent more money than the first one. The first one was a huge success because it raised $1 billion, but it only cost like just a handful of millions.
Like, the first one I think cost a little under 100 million.
It looks like they're expecting it to go just over 200 million and pretty much go kaput there.
And
Look at
that's-
the reported budget.
Yeah, and that's the money they make in the theaters. You have to split half with the theater, and then half goes back to the movie studios. So
And if
they're-
it's in China, you're only getting about 30%.
so they're Europe, they're losing a lot of money on this,
Okay, let's see.
but they're used to losing money. So
How
there's
much
that.
did Joker 2 cost?
Yeah, but it's a big failure in a time where they really don't need massive failures.
Yeah. I'm looking for more recent. All right, 7 days ago, that's about the closest we're going to get. All right, there's the gross. I want to know how much they spent.
If I
And
remember
whatever they
it-
spent,
and-
double it for marketing, usually.
for marketing, it's anywhere from 50 to 60 million.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
200 million to produce and roughly 100 million to market and distribute. At this rate, the film won't get anywhere close to the 450 mil needed to break even in the theatrical run. This is from Variety. Article by Rebecca Rubin. Yeah, that's as the beginning of this paragraph says, that's a huge problem. Tomatoes and rare D grade on Cinema Score. Let's see, 33% on Rotten Tomatoes, and D grade on Cinema Score, shaping up to be one of the year's biggest catastrophes. It's now poised to lose at least 150 million to 200 million in its theatrical run, according to the estimates of insiders as well as 3 rival executives with knowledge of similar productions. One source speculates the film will end up losing its backers just north of 200 million, while another believes the damage may be closer to 125 million. Either way, that's a hefty sum of money for an entity to lose.
Well, you know what? It could be worse. Could be like Concord with Sony that lost 400 million, not including the company, to the amount of money to buy the company.
Yeah.
That was just money they lost. And that doesn't even include the marketing they put in for that game.
Any estimates suggested by anonymous or insiders or rival executives are grossly wrong and continue to trend where rumors is reported as fact. Oh, so this is the gossip spot. I don't care.
Did you see the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to read the next paragraph.
So, Frederick, did you see the video of the black chick, like NBA player, trying to kill a cop? That looks like the chick from Concord.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, I saw the Doom remix.
The Doom remix.
Yeah. Well, they Put,
For anyone
like,
who
the-
doesn't know, there was like a
put a Doom
The cop-
interface.
Have a
Right.
great
there was a
night,
cop who was
Nikolai.
doing See you later. There was a cop doing a wellness check, and the chick tried like murdering him. And she looks like the real life version of the Concord chick, the black one, fucking purple hair thing, whatever the hell is going on.
So they're going through like the halls of the apartment complex, and she's chasing him. She's in her white bathrobe, and she's got a knife under her, that she's holding the hand, and she's just chasing the cop. And then he's trying to get away, and he's shooting her as she's trying to come at him, stabbing. So someone did
What's
a
it?
Doom remix, so they put the Doom interface at the bottom and played the Doom music and the sound effects when the cop was shooting. So they had the shotgun effects and all that, and the monster sound effects and all. It's funny.
Yeah, like the actual situation's a good reason why cops unload like an entire magazine into people.
Yeah, the good
Because he
reason
shot
why
her
you need
twice.
it. Good reason to have body cams too.
Well, yeah, that, but he also he let her get way too close, where she was able to stab or try to stab him a couple more times before he got out of that dead end hallway. And it took like 5 bullets for her to drop.
See, Evely says, I hear Second Joker was as good as Atonement.
That's
Star
what?
Fury says it's doing worse than the Marvels. Kahuna says he's charming, but he's also obnoxious.
So it's not doing as bad as the Borderlands.
No, Borderlands seems to be the worst flop of the year. Like, even the movie that did worse than that, The Crow, is not as big of a flop because The Crow didn't cost anything. So Borderlands is like the biggest.
Hey, Frederick, don't ever call that movie The Crow again, all right? Value your life. Say it's the thing that tries to skinwalk the crow.
Yeah, no, they failed at everything. But if you're gonna fail, at least fail at everything. So it might be a fun watch at some point, just to. But apparently, like, everything's bad. The soundtrack and the acting, the writing, the whole.
Yeah, I couldn't.
thing.
I wouldn't be able to tell with that fucking trailer they released.
Yeah.
What were
Star
they-
Fury says that the director is a pretentious prick. Are you talking about director of Joker, Star Fury?
Yeah, I think that's one he's talking about.
That's the problem. When I try and catch up on the chat, I've lost the context.
But then again, Warner Brothers kind of deserved this because it was kind of a situation where they didn't really want to make a second one. They're like, "Oh, let's just throw you a shit ton of money," and it's like, "All right, good luck."
Excuse me. A big Lee Mac.
But unlike Gremlins 2, that was actually good, you got this, you know. But funny enough, from what I've heard, evidently Lady Gaga is actually not bad in the film. Just a bit funny.
I know you're talking about McDonald's, but made from nugget material just does not sound good no matter what kind of context that has.
What are we talking about McDonald's for?
I'm not sure. It morphed into a McDonald's conversation in there. But Christy
'cause,
asked, did I get a new mouse? No, I'm still using the touchpad right down on the keyboard. And it's like a lot of it's worn away now from 4 years of use. So like a lot of times I'll tap on something and it doesn't take. It's gotten obnoxious.
That's right. Fuck you, mousepad.
The only Ronald McDonald I want is Trump giving me my Happy Meal.
Phrasing. You'll be taken in many ways.
But Trump was working at McDonald's yesterday.
Yeah, no, I saw the memes.
That's how bad the Kamala economy is. Trump has got to go back to McDonald's.
The billionaires want to bring, Trump wants to bring back the dollar menu, guys. Remember that? It's been short.
Yeah. Now they call it the value menu, but I really don't see much value in it.
There's not.
No, what I'd like to see them bring back is actual food.
Well, you
Instead
can
of
forget that, buddy.
the chemical composition that they call food.
Get
It's
that
made,
now. That's
Soylent
back.
Green is made of people.
Bad sauce, he says, beep, beep, my ride is here.
Hey, how's it going, Bad Sauce? How's your novel coming along? Are you must be getting close to done? Must be in the final stages, I guess. He's launching next month, so
Everly says, now the music doesn't match the convo at all.
Convo, yeah. No, because it's kind of like medieval kind of bard music or something.
Billy looks like the protagonist of a Dustborn.
Fine, we'll change it. Here we go.
Ooh, that's not a good thing.
Christian, you've never seen me, you dumb fuck.
Sir, it's a crank.
It's a crank.
There's only one WNBA player I want to hear about, and it's Caitlyn.
Listen, is this music more fitting for our dark conversations?
It almost sounds like it could be part of Batman the Animated Series sometimes.
I don't know, but I love Mass Effect soundtrack.
Sounds like a Path of Exile lobby or something.
There you go.
What's up, Raven?
Who let the Raven in? Huh? What you doing here? What? All right, Raven, you gotta say hello.
Didn't I say hello? Hello.
No.
Oh, hi, Raven.
Oh, maybe it didn't work then. I may be having issues with my microphone tonight then.
Fu Man Blue says Wrangler is as bad at this as Captain Garrett, and he has help. Yeah, I got help on the stream, but so does Captain Garrett. He's got that split personality. There's a Captain Garrett persona and the Mr. Producer persona. Somehow he embodies them both at once. I don't know how he does it.
So what is this music and what are we reading?
Oh, we're reading about Joker Folie à Deux. Or Frederick, if you want to say it the right way, because I can't.
Folie à deux.
Yeah.
BBW.
And the box office numbers are due.
Yes, now he's trying to make it in sync with music.
Everly says, I need to see that Crow movie. I assume it's just a dude sitting in a tree and laughing at me while I start my car for about 2 hours. But definitely need to see.
Starting your car for 2 hours. Jesus, what's wrong with your fucking vehicle?
The Crow is the one that waits for you to get out of the car wash and then puts his dropping on your hood.
That's all I'm
Captain
saying.
has his mom as his helper, but she took away his sippy cup because he was a bad boy. Star Fury, did you really send him a bib, or was that somebody else saying he was going to? Or was that Fu? Was that Fu that was going to send him the bib?
Did you see the I guess the wizard, the fucking what's her name? The Wicked Witch of the West, or East, whatever the fuck, which one
Yeah.
it was? Green one. The poster drama.
I did. It's the dumbest thing she could have made a big stink about.
The Frederick, you know what we're talking about?
I have no idea.
So
Well, this must be serious. You stopped the music.
no, switching to a different one. So there was someone made a fan like rendition of the poster to be like the Broadway play of like the Wizard of the whatever the fuck the story is. I forgot, whatever. And
Emily,
the
Emily
actress-
gets it. Go ahead.
And vitamin AIDS.
Frick wants to go ahead and pull it up if you can.
What's
The
going on?
posters?
Yeah.
Hey, squeak,
I can
squeak.
certainly do that.
Hey,
See,
squeak,
you
squeak.
had like both of them. The one that got pulled up was, or the actress had like a freak out saying it was racist and all this other shit, and that they're trying to erase her from the poster. It was
I don't
just
think you said anything about racist, but
yeah,
yeah,
they were
he did-
trying to erase her.
he did
dude.
say they were trying to erase her.
Yes. Why? Come on, it's implied what she was trying to get across. Trying to say they erased her because she's black and she's playing the is she the Witch of the West East? Which one?
I think it's the West. I'm not sure. Hold on.
Are we
Did
talking
none of
about
y'all
the
remember
Wizard of Oz movie?
Oz?
I'm
Uh,
going to bring up the Broadway one first.
does anyone know what the witch was? Which direction? Because I can't remember it.
I think it was the Wicked Witch of the West.
Wicked Witch of the East? No, I
Yeah,
think
Or
you're right.
maybe, I don't know.
West.
Go west, young man, go west.
The Northeast. No, wait. Northwest is Kanye's son.
Wicked Witch of the
Terrible
West.
animals.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Look at all these gooners. How y'all doing?
Not bad.
Doing all right.
How's
How are you
everyone in
doing?
Laguna in here? No, we haven't even pulled up any titties or anything, James.
It's Monday.
Today's been a good day. I formatted and released to my 2 subscribers the early copy of my short story. The rest of you be getting it in a couple days. And I just finished editing up and formatting the audio play version, which has way more art in it. Because I thought I'd put a lot of like art I was going to use the initial version, but ended up didn't using into that one, just so that way, you know, it can get out there and people can enjoy. And my premium subscribers will be getting that shortly.
Nice.
Indeed, it's a great story. If anybody wants to read it, it's, I wouldn't say it's the most original, but it's definitely fun. It's a thriller. Let me go ahead and give you the quick premise. A scientist uncovers the secrets to invisibility. Unfortunately, it happens right when a vampiric outbreak starts to take over the city for which he lives in. So that was a fun one writing, and I know you guys are going to love it because I'm sure you're all going to read it.
Nice.
Cool. Very nice.
Shut the fuck up, You talk too much.
Kristen
Talk
answered
too
the
much.
question.
Talk way too much.
All right, continue.
I didn't really have anything to say.
All right, I'll be right back.
Hooked on
Yeah,
Minecraft,
there
I
you
see.
go. Got it for us. The Wicked Witch of the West.
Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh,
Wicked Witch of the Weebs.
she's
That
got
too.
that yeast infection. Ugh. All right, be right back.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the Broadway poster, and now they're doing a Wicked movie, and this is the movie poster, along with somebody altering it to make it more like the Broadway poster.
Yeah.
Well, on the left is the movie poster, where she's just kind of staring into the camera, deadpan, no expression. And then over on the right, they altered it some to be more reminiscent of the Broadway poster, and she took it personal. She
Of
said,
course.
"Yeah," she said, "You're trying to erase me. I came out here. I looked the camera in the eye. I'm trying to connect with the audience and convey, and we convey a lot with our eyes. And they're removing me as a person. It's like,
You're
no,
not
they're
supposed
not.
to be there. You're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to embody somebody else. You're supposed to embody the character and do
Yeah,
what
and
you're
she,
told.
I hate to say it, but she's just giving a deadpan stare on top of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's not conveying anything there.
Is
She looks like she's bored by what she's hearing, where
She
the
looks like
original she looked intrigued.
she looks like she's holding in a fart.
Yeah,
That is true.
didn't the other one have like a smirk or something on it?
Yes,
Yeah, it kind of does, and you can see that here in the poster. It looks like they edited it to have a bit more of a smirk, which looks better.
Yeah, see, it's got a bit of a smirk. And in the live
The
one,
smirk.
she's like you said, just deadpan. It looks like there's no emotion.
yeah. Here she looks like she could be up to something, like she's got something going on in her mind, and we don't know what, and it's creating the intrigue.
But didn't they
It-
essentially already make the Wicked movie in the last Oz film? Like throw that in there.
I have no idea. I haven't followed any of it.
And the poster looks like the brim of the hat is probably covering her eyes rather than a shadow from the brim instead. But
Yeah.
I understand it because they're trying to get the other person's face in there and stuff. So yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, she pitched a massive fit online and really torqued off her potential audience in doing so. I'm scrolling through looking for if there are any other versions available. I'm not
Reminds
finding.
me a little bit of Rachel Zegler. It's kind of the oppression of the privileged, right? She's a movie star. She's got a lead role, but any slight thing and to feel oppressed, so she can have like that layer of oppression on top of the glamour, on top of the stardom.
It almost seems like they think oppression equals status nowadays or something.
Well, honestly, I'm willing to bet that's a lot of what they actually believe. Either that, or it might be what they think is the current fashion trend. Who knows?
To get status, I think you need trans kids or something.
Yeah, that's all they changed. They just made it darker. She got really butthurt by that. Yeah.
Kahuna.
All right, so what's everyone been up to this past week? Frequency?
I have been working on writing. At least I finally got to go back to actual work today, because I was out for the past week with a bad back. But like I said, I used it to get a lot going on the writing. I made it up to chapter 7 so far for book 3. So hopefully that's going to shape into something worthwhile. But yeah, that's about it. I mostly just worked on my writing and complained about my back. Next, I'm going to complain about my eyes being cut off.
Oh,
There we
and
go.
of course, Christian, you know this. You almost slept with a hag for a level 1 spell. I remember. You remember?
Well, you know, he really, really wanted that spell. You know, he would do anything to get it.
By the way, Christian, the hag will remember that you were willing.
The
What
hag
is the
knows
plan?
and remembers.
What is the overall
Yeah,
premise for this movie, besides it probably being woke and bad and not making money?
I have no clue.
I
Evidently-
think it's just the Wizard of Oz story from the perspective of the Wicked Witch and why she is the way she is, what makes her tick, yada, yada, yada.
Then they did do this one. They did it in the last movie.
Well, she's green with envy, obviously.
and she has that black
All right.
scale.
But let's redo the movie, but this time let's get an Orion chick from Star Trek to play the witch.
Also, why is her?
How about we just not make the movie and save a lot of money?
True.
Yeah. Please.
Why is her
I have
lips
no
green
interest.
in the original?
Well, we save the money by not watching it. They can like film it all they want and lose the money.
Yeah.
They seem to love to burn it. It's like they're sending a message or something.
A piece of money, the conspiratorial mind in me believes that China is somehow behind all this wokeness and hopes to destroy American economy.
Yeah, but that's not even a fucking conspiracy theory. We know they're literally
Well, I
funding.
mean, I know they're funding
it.
Trump, but I think, as in like they're probably funding a lot more than we think.
I also think we need to factor in just the sheer vapidness of a lot of actors. That's
Yeah, that's
also a
true.
factor.
Resonant, good to see you, man. How's it going?
All right, Otter. Since you're here, I did look up some stuff on Wayward Realm.
Oh, really? What all did you
Man.
find?
So they're talking about having world events. I'm wondering if it's going to be like I don't know if you've ever James may have played this Stellaris.
I heard of it, but I never jumped in.
So Stellaris, like every playthrough that you start, it will like cycle between like these major world event that will happen. So like world ending event. So I'm wondering if they're going to have something like that. I don't think it's going to be like world ending, but maybe each playthrough you start up, it will randomly cycle which one is going to select for that playthrough.
I'm willing to bet he has I'm willing to bet they have like a number of like random tables, or they might even have just machine learning try and make those world events. Those are
Wow.
They're not going to be like a main quest, but they're going to be like the big driving factors of the world.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm wondering, like, God, Umbrella's really trying to get us to sleep. I'm in a cave.
Man, you guys are addicted to that Minecraft.
But I'm
You
wondering
kids and your
if
Minecraft.
if they're gonna have like cycle events with that as well.
Oh, likely.
Like, I don't know, like a lich fucking rises up or something.
I can't wait for everybody to add in machine learning, and then a bunch of machine learning guys start finding out how to get their machines to start doing naughty things or breaking their game. Just go in there,
Also-
start talking logic, and eventually just get the fucking game to break itself.
Well, one
Also-
thing I did find out is like one of the perks for supporting the game. It was like make a nymph, which is like they're supposed to be in lore. They're like the daughters of the gods or whatever. It's like
Oh,
they're
God.
known for their very alluring beauty. You can customize yours, and it gets in the game. I'm like, oh
Is
no.
the nymph 3 feet tall, thousands of years old, and looks like a 5-year-old?
Oh God, please no, please no.
No.
Are we talking
Right.
about the game? Yeah, we
This
did.
is Wayward Realms that we're
Okay.
talking about.
For a second, I thought we were talking about Castles and Crusades.
Yeah,
No.
we did. You guys did encounter a nymph in yesterday's game, which was interesting.
Yeah, he was wanting her to drown us because Otter started sending me random fucking
Not
like.
necessarily.
things.
You
Yeah,
don't know
okay. Oh, I just remembered. Then he starts sending them, and they're all
that.
about. the fucking
I
women
start sending you a
drowning.
bunch of like, it's either nymph or something else, like a bunch of like memes where it's like they're finding creative ways to like drown like heroes or something. It's like one, they're alluring them by like their looks. Another is like, hey, I just want you to hang out, or hey, I've got a burrito here. Have a burrito, and then he gets drowned.
So they're
I think
pretty much like a
funniest-
selkie.
I think the funniest one was the. So this was the expensive trap you built. It's just
Gotcha.
a hole with some spikes in it. And he's like, "Oh yeah," and then I also got like these hot waifu monsters.
Of
And then
course.
All the bard characters like, "I roll for seduction. I roll for seduction." Fucking fall in it. And Bleach Lord's like, "I take 4."
Resident One makes a good point there, man. Like, and it's a shame too, because if the developers of the past were to get their hands on LLMs, they'd make some beautiful things. It was like I was watching a Baldur's Gate player compare the love interactions in Baldur's Gate 3 to the relationship interactions in Baldur's Gate 2, and he says that Baldur's Gate 2, those devs below, like the relationship interactions, blow Baldur's Gate 3 out of the water. Baldur's Gate
I'm
2
sure.
like,
I think
just
Baldur's
hookup
Gate 2
culture. Like Baldur's Gate 3's hookup culture. Baldur's Gate 2 is you can romance everybody, but if you romance A and B, they might start getting catty with each other, and down the line, they're going to make you choose between one of them, or you might end up with neither of them. And you're not going to get that shit in Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 2 won awards for how the NPCs interacted with each other.
Yeah, and I'd love to see the Baldur's Gate 2 devs get their hands, and writers get their hands on LLMs, because I know they do magic. They do magic.
And speaking of Resident 1, I just wanted to say, at the crossroads of pulp and punk, you'll find Dreams Within Dreams, the first book of the Tales from the
Yeah.
Dream Nebula series, a return to the golden age style of science fiction. Link in the description.
What was that? Dreams Within what?
Dreams Within Dreams.
Okay, I think it might have like froze there a little bit when you clicked on it.
Oh, it was fine for me. Played fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
wouldn't be surprised if
Well,
it did, because my Wi-Fi signal where I broadcast from is
Okay.
crap. But Kahuna said
Available on Amazon.
she was totally ignored for the giant freaking bird. He's referring to what happened in game. We can get into talking about that in a little bit, but for right now, James, what were you saying?
Could you find that little piece of literature on Amazon?
Dreams Within Dreams?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, are they trying to have like a either a demo or a early access by next year?
I think so. Which is kind of insane considering how big this game is supposed to be.
Oh, it's one of those.
Well, everything's procedurally generated except some things.
Gotcha.
It's basically Daggerfall on steroids if you've played Daggerfall before.
Well, it's got a lot of the dudes working on it from Daggerfall.
Well, it's like Ted Peterson and Julian LaFay, so the actual original creators of Elder Scrolls are work. It's like their project.
I wonder if they went woke.
No.
I don't think so.
I hope not, man. We need more non-wokesters. I'm seeing
From what I'm seeing so far, it doesn't look like it.
that's fingers crossed.
I
I
mean,
don't even want to see a bone thrown to the woke.
I really do like that ship, by the way. But
well, let me put it like this,
Cover.
Jane.
Great
There's
cover.
no Type 1, Type 2 body type mentioned at all. And Otter,
Yeah.
I can see the Elder Scrolls in it right away.
Oh, I can too. I can see the Daggerfall in it a lot. A
Well, I'm
little bit of
saying, like,
Skyrim too.
Even the lore wise, I'm like, yeah, this is still the
It's
basically
Elder Scrolls.
We're like, fuck you, Bethesda. We're taking it back. Because I watched one on the like orc lore and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty much Skyrim's orcs lore, or not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls orc lore.
I think they have a few unique races, but for the most part, they're keeping it fairly traditional fantasy on the surface. I
From
know.
what I know
the
seems
What is
Devil's
this
an
game
Angel.
called again? What is this game we're talking about?
Wayward Realms.
That's the game.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that was a company. Sounds like a company name. But you have this piece of literature on here. Why don't we read a little bit? Let the chat know what we're showing off. And I can't really see it all, Wrangler, if you want to read it for us.
oh yeah, enter a world with no stars, no sun, no moon, no earth, only the dream. An imaginative, action-packed tale that reads like a vision. If you like a bit of cyber thriller in your sci-fi, you'll enjoy this one. Winston Harper is a Winston. Hang on, where are my glasses?
I mean, you don't have to read everything. I think that's pretty good. Seems to have a bit of a fantastical vibe throughout its space journey. I imagine this is a space story with the reason.
Yeah, it's called the Dream Nebula series.
There you go.
But,
Dream Nebula. All right. Only $12.99, I believe. Not a bad purchase.
Winston Harper is a sky trucker down on his luck. Years of numbing his past trauma, blacklisted and back to the wall. Winston's only hope of survival is a no questions asked contract offering pay. What could possibly go wrong? When the client changes the deal and Imperial security crashes the party, the Empire and a rebellion, hauling 10 containers of contraband cargo and guided by a mysterious femme fatale who holds all the cards. Death may be a better way out. It's set in a post-apocalyptic future where the technology and biology become blurred. Humanity survives on the remains of a solar system scattered about in a sky of endless twilight, ruled by an alien entity. Follow Winston Harper as he becomes entangled in the struggle against the cosmic empire and potentially the secrets of humanity's lost past, and perhaps its future. Dreams Within Dreams is the first novel in a rollicking retro-futuristic sci-fi serial merging cyberpunk and old-school pulp adventure with a touch of neo-noir intrigue. It's Flash Gordon meets Smokey and the Bandit meets The Matrix meets Tailspin. Tailspin? Ha! I love Tailspin. That was a blast.
That's actually a very unique post-apocalyptic setting. It went 100% post-apocalypse. There's no more planet. It's gone. You're all in space now. That's a unique one.
And since everywhere they go, no matter how far in what direction, you're still within atmosphere, they have no FTL because wind resistance is a pain in the butt for that kind of thing.
Interesting. Sounds like a well thought out verse there.
Oh yeah, and he's got secrets he is not yet willing to spill, even with us.
Yeah, freezing up there a little bit, at least on my end.
No, same here. I can hear part of what Wrangler says, and then his voice cuts out.
I remember one thing they brought up in Baldur's Gate, because this is definitely a Baldur's Gate comment. Baldur's Gate 2, there was even like like the love system was so hardcore, you could make one wrong move and the entire love arc with particular characters would be blocked, like a dark elf that offers you sex. If you have sex with her, the love arc is gone because no man has ever denied her. But if you deny her, then she starts getting a little obsessive because you're the only man that has ever denied her. Like shit like that I like, man.
Well, BioWare, they went hard whenever they made the Baldur's Gate games. I think
yeah.
the goal was to try and recreate like first, second edition D&D as accurately as they could. And I do really appreciate that.
Indeed, man. These days, it's like mechanics over storytelling, and it hurts.
Well, I do appreciate mechanics, but RPGs kind of go in this weird gray area where it's kind of like a blend between the two. Like too much of one or the other, the whole thing ends up falling down.
It's the interactivity. That's where it gets you.
The interactivity for good or for ill? I'm kind of curious.
Well, it's a gameplay loop, you know? Like the story helps you get engrafted, attached to certain characters, and the writing really makes things memorable. But the interactivity, the gameplay loop, the mechanics, that's what kind of gets the rest of your senses interacting with it, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. The writing is what kind of like takes it to another level, but that you need that gameplay loop as well.
Yeah, that's what brings the story to life. It really does. Oh, and speaking of stories, I was going to say one name of not a franchise, but a wannabe franchise. I want to know if anybody's heard of it. The Warriors of Virtue.
I have not, no.
Good. But if you ever want to go down a trippy fantasy kids movie arc, The Warriors of Virtue, that is fucking trippy. All right, here's The Warriors of Virtue. Kid goes to another realm, and then there's a handful of Power Rangers / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wannabes who are all kangaroos. There you go. I'm going to leave you with that.
Amazing.
It's fucking trippy. And it's the villain who's trippier. Holy shit. Is that a crazy ass villain? But go on. What do we got here, Ring?
This is the second one because let me go back to the comment.
Oh, yeah. The
Star Fury says he wants women with big breasts and butts and buff men in my RPGs. Great story. Gore, and more gore. And I think it was in response to that where Resonant One said, you just need to look at the cover of the Waking Nightmares and see if Holly fits the bill.
I mean, she kind of does.
Things are bigger than guns.
Yeah, I'm with Star Fury on that. Maybe not quite so heavy on the gore, but like I enjoy a lot of the like swords and sorcery tropes where you've got like it's pretty much like vile, decrepit monsters. You've got like barbarians in loincloths going and fighting them. Got like scantily clad babes. Pretty much
very metal.
Yeah, very metal. I like those tropes, and
go ahead.
It's honestly been kind of sad to see a lot of them sort of bleed away over time. But I do think a lot of indie fiction is bringing that back in a big way, in a very positive way too.
Yes. Slightly soured by anime, but
yeah, anime's kind of taken its own inspiration from swords and sorcery tropes. A few for the better, a lot of them for the worse.
Yeah.
Look at the isekai genre to see what I mean by that. But there's still also a few positive developments, I would say, that came out of it.
Resident One says he had to push New on board to go bigger. He still stopped a smidge short of where I envisioned her.
Huh. Of course.
Kahuna says they're large enough to create their own gravity.
I will also recommend Corey Barton as an artist who is good at drawing what's important on a cover.
Oh, there you go. Corey Barton, everybody. If you're looking for what's important on the cover.
Since we are on that subject,
Yeah,
I got to
something
show
from-
my own stuff.
For those interested, we interviewed Corey on Proof of Comics a few weeks back.
Oh yeah, totally
It was a
forgot
really
about
fun
that.
time.
There's another good piece.
Does that
I'll
work
say.
for you, Star Fury?
That's Neutron, right?
Yeah, that's Neutron Boar.
And then not the only one who got a good score. I'm looking for the other one. Okay. Since it's a step window, I think I have to take that down to put the other up. Okay, here we go. Same character. By somebody y'all might have heard of named Frederick Guimond.
Never
Who the
heard
heck
of him.
is that?
There's some loser, I'm sure.
Identity theft is not a yeah.
Identity theft is a crime too.
Yes, thank you. I
For
filed
Star
that one.
Fury, does that lovely lady fit the bill yet? Fu Man Blue says that's a badass babe.
I've also got an ace up in the sleeve, just in case you want some fun pulp swords and sorcery tropes.
Resonant One says the short story I'm working on for a pinup noir anthology. Its due date is the first week of December.
Righteous.
And then he says Holly is described as being a cross between Helena Troy and Jessica Rabbit.
You know, from where I've read the third Dream Nebula book, I'm inclined to agree with that. That is a very good description of her.
I'm currently about halfway through Akinawasi Saga, which is his more fantasy based. I would call it fantasy. It's not exactly swords and sorcery. It's not medieval. It's a little later in the timeline than medieval, but it's very interesting.
Is it like Renaissance era or something?
I think so. Like they do have locomotives.
Oh, okay. So
There's a steam-driven train.
so this is like industrial age fantasy then.
I think very early. Like they don't call it a railway; they call it the Ribbon Road.
Oh, so maybe not steampunk.
Early Renaissance, late Dark Ages.
Okay.
Steam-powered Vikings.
That makes me think a little bit of like the Thief series, just a little bit. It kind of goes for like a blend between industrial age and then medieval fantasy.
Yeah. Dishonored does that as well.
Yeah, I just wish I had more fun playing Dishonored.
Truth. That game was way too easy, and I just couldn't get into the second one.
I wanted to like that game. It's just I don't hate it. It's just I couldn't enjoy it very much.
I only played through it one time. Like I said, it was too easy. Like after the halfway point, I pretty much completed every mission underneath 10 minutes without being seen in the first try, including the last one, which was I was so disappointed how easy that mission was. That's all I remember, it being too damn easy.
If you haven't played any of the Thief games, I'm sure it was a great time. But if you've like, from me playing the Thief trilogy to going to Dishonored, it felt like a big downgrade.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. MD says that the idea is the culture discovered steam power about 400 years earlier than our world, but never discovered gunpowder.
Interesting.
Huh.
I feel like a lot of fantasy takes the opposite approach, where it's like there's no steam power, but there is a whole heck of a lot of like muskets, gunpowder, cannons, that sort of thing.
Looking at those katanas, I think mine is supposed to show up sometime this week.
Yes, Kahuna. Dishonored absolutely punishes being stealthy. That's my big problem with it. It's way more fun to be the murder hobo you always could be. The thing is, that's how you get the bad ending. The fun way to play the game is how you get the bad ending.
What's Civ 1, doesn't it? I'm not familiar with that. It says where you
Civilization
discover.
1.
Oh, gotcha. He was playing the game Civilization 1, and he discovered the railroad before he discovered gunpowder.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I miss Civilization 1.
In one series, mages snort gunpowder for magic power.
Don't trust Gandhi.
Local zoo building an otter exhibit.
Hell yeah.
Gandhi was an interesting bug. It's like it flipped over from evil all the way back to neutral or to good because of an error in value.
Yeah, what happened is since memory space was so constrained back then, in the realm of coding, there is a thing called integer overflow or underflow, which is whenever you're storing a whole number in your RAM, there's only so many values it can actually store at once without taking up so much memory. And it gets to a certain max value, and it can't go any higher without wrapping back around and going to the lowest value, or vice versa. So in Civilization, what happened was Gandhi was supposed to be at aggression level of 1 or 0 or something, but what they didn't factor in was that they had a bug in the code where it would underflow. It would go below the negative threshold, and it would wrap all the way around and make them ultra aggressive.
So you had an extremely aggressive Gandhi, and it's so hilarious. What is
Angry Gandhi.
Is in that image? Is the guy looking out for fire, or is he looking at her?
Yes to both, I'm going to guess.
He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
it.
Star Fury says, I read a short story that I read years ago where the equivalent of 18th century people discover space travel to Earth in the late 1980s and get absolutely wrecked.
Wow, yeah.
Unappeasable. Have a great night, Animation. It was good to see you, man.
See ya, animation.
See animation.
He's looking at the glowing eyes in the dark. Oh, I see what you see. Yep.
Well,
Nope,
I see he's
nobody
looking
noticed.
at...
None of
He's
us
looking
noticed
at two
his glowing
things.
eyes. I wonder why.
Holly's really good at distracting.
I think she's what you might call an it girl. She's whatever.
You're really cutting out frequency. I'm hearing a very small portion of what you're saying.
Gotcha.
Shame, really. Nice to see that they were able to fit 5 characters into this one image.
I know over the last week, I just got the illustration back for the cover that Neutron 4 is doing for my second book. He's still working on the title, but I am in love with the artwork he's got going. The dude he's going above and beyond, and I couldn't be happier.
Excellent, man. It's nice to know we got some great artists out there really putting their hearts into it. Like Frederick here, strangely enough, Fred, you don't hang out with too many other artists. At least not from what I see. Maybe you do on the back end.
No, well, I
because
don't know too many artists. That's why I started my own art stream. But I don't have any art. I mean, we do have a couple of artists we have in Umbrella Cat and Tenkage's starting out his journey, and
I think Skunks is also one, right?
Yeah,
Skunks
Skunks is also another. You don't really see him advertise it much, but whenever I've seen him do artwork, he usually knocks it out of the park.
He did an
We need to-
awesome otter dwarf for you.
Yeah, an awesome Dwater illustration.
Dwanas.
Dwater.
Yeah. We should hunt down more artists for the stream, chain them up, and make them go live with us.
Make them read My Immortal for 2 hours. Wait, what?
Oh shit.
I mean, it'd be fun. Like I was thinking, because we did have a couple of interviews on here, and I was thinking of doing some other ones as well. I say on here, but I meant on Proof of Comics.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun to get more artists to come by, swing by from time to time, and have them draw a little bit on stream if they're up to that. But I don't know that every artist does that.
Have a great night, Star Fury. Thanks for coming in.
I mean, I've seen other art streams on YouTube, but I don't know anybody personally that I can like just reach out and, unless I reach out blindly. But I'd rather know someone before I invite them on a stream.
Wise decision. You want to make sure that they know Billy Bob beforehand too.
Does anyone really know Billy Bob?
Yeah, you know him enough. He's sufficiently distant.
The Mogwai is ever elusive.
I'll be like showing them an episode of Twilight Zone. It's like, just watch this episode. It'll explain a lot. The Gremlin episode.
Here's another interesting piece of random media history. Apparently, we would have never gotten Stargate SG-1 if it wasn't for the Outer Limits, the 90s Outer Limits, because that's essentially where the two dudes who would create Stargate SG-1 met, was working on the Outer Limits, and they went to Stargate.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then they were like, "Hey, I was thinking of doing like a Stargate thing," and the other guy was like, "Dude, I was thinking of doing a Stargate thing." And then HBO is all like, "Hey guys, so we were thinking about doing a Stargate thing." They're like, "All right."
So
Was that for the movie or the series or?
That was a series because before the movie, nobody heard of Stargate. So I guess you could also thank Roland Emmerich, obviously.
I saw that in the theater when it first came out and loved it.
It's so good, and the cinematography in that film is great.
Yeah, I love that.
So
Kurt Russell.
another movie that I was very late to watching that I just checked out a night or two ago was Dog Soldiers. That's a really fun movie for anybody who hasn't watched it.
Which one is that? It sounds familiar.
It's
It's
where a
the
bunch
werewolf movie.
a bunch of UK soldiers get caught up in stuck in a house surrounded by werewolves.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that, but it's been a long time. I don't completely remember what happened, but
Good, go back and watch it. It's great.
Yeah, it's really solid writing. Very fucking gory if that's what kind of movie you're looking to watch.
They got a character named after Bruce Campbell, literally named after him. They say it in the commentary. It's like, that was on purpose. We named him Bruce Campbell.
I think by the end I was rooting for the sergeant above like everybody else. He's the one who goes through the most shit, literally.
Yeah, that's a good actor too. I've seen him in a few movies. I don't know his name, but
I don't know his name either, but he knocked it out of the park with his performance.
Yes. Great cast all around. In fact, I'm going to say it, better cast than Stargate. Or I should say, maybe not so, but it's because if you actually watch the Stargate movie, you really don't get a lot of character out of a lot of the crew there, and then they just start getting picked off. And you watch that movie, Dog Soldiers, it's all character across the board. You know who's who, and you start rooting for people. That's the stuff that I like.
Yeah, and a lot of them also get murdered in horrible ways. So there are stakes.
There are a lot of stakes. Yeah, it's not clean. Me
No.
too.
I like
because
steak.
Kahuna says they got realistic looking lichens, and everybody knows lichens. When you go to the zoo, that's what they look like. They look.
The
just
werewolves
like
in that movie look so cool. I absolutely love the werewolf designs.
Yeah. Very good. I think the worst werewolf design I've seen in a close to modern movie is one I actually like. The movie Wes Craven's Cursed, if anyone remembers that.
Are you covering that tomorrow night, Kahuna?
Iron
Sleepy
Seas,
Hollow.
we have Sleepy Hollow. That's. I like parts of that one. I don't think I like the whole thing though.
I think the guy who played Darth Maul played the part of the Headless Horseman up until he got his head back, and then it was Christopher Walken.
All right, yeah, I can see that. Here's one thing: I should be put in a insane asylum because I watched and finished the Mimic trilogy, and I like Mimic 3 more than Mimic 2, which is an objectively bad movie. I know, but I watched it, and I'm like, I actually like this. I feel like sufficiently entertained by the story, the characters. Well, it's not the best written characters in the world. You don't expect to go much places. Not much happens, but I liked it. It was like about family, a real dysfunctional family. Well, giant cockroaches start infesting and killing people. So I need one of you to volunteer to watch Mimic 3 and make sure I'm not insane.
Well, it looks like, tomorrow night on Iron Seas, they're going to be talking about Sleepy Hollow.
Nice. And tomorrow, I actually think, is our stream at the same time as Iron Seas? It might be.
I think it's a little beforehand.
A little beforehand.
I think there's some overlap.
They start at 9:30, like they're like we're close to the end of our streams. They're
Yeah,
starting.
we usually wrap up around 10, is it, Frederick?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Okay, then it's not during mine stream, which is good because I'd like to see some of you guys on there sometime. Iron Sea Boys. Tomorrow we're talking about the supernatural, and the Black Knight is particularly excited about this topic. So we're gonna go in deep. If you want to hear myself, the Black Knight, and R.H. Snow talk about the supernatural, that's gonna be tomorrow.
Nice.
And of course, our stream is the flag stream that sets off Streaming Tuesdays. So I hope you join us for all of Streaming Tuesday.
That's right.
We got James Esparza's stream, then after Frederick's stream, and then
Iron
about
Seas.
a half-hour overlap with Iron Seas.
Yeah, there's a lot of streaming, and there's a few others during. I think Animated Moon has a stream slightly before ours, so he might be the flagship one. I don't know. Lots of streaming Tuesdays.
Oh yeah.
Evil Eye, let me know if you want to be on our stream with the Black Knight and R.H. Snow, if it's possible. I'd like to have you there one of these days to discuss literary and media-based topics. What are you building over there, Otter? Some sort of grand cathedral?
It's more of a tower. That down below there is a small chapel. That's a tavern. I've got a cave to hell in there. There's the base. And over there are the borders of my town. That's enemy territory.
Yeah, you feel like there's something genuinely wrong with yourself, Ultimate Kahuna, but you're like, but I suppose this is who I am. I guess I now know what it means to be gay. Not bad there, not bad.
Problem with putting Otter, I kind of get sucked into it and forget I'm running a stream.
It makes me want to get back in the 7 Days to Die and just set the entire world to send waves of zombies at me every single day. So I just spend the day building and spend the night surviving.
I can't tell like if he's building layers on top of layers or just has this short bit of a stream on loop.
Who cares?
Yeah, he's building
Yes.
it up. There's multiple layers there. He keeps building it taller and taller. You can tell because the dirt clump there, which I'm guessing he used to climb up, is too low, and he'll probably fall to his death if he jumps off the side.
Pretty
It's
much.
nice to know that
Maybe trees
Minecraft
are
is.
a cushion.
It's nice to know that Minecraft is securing your virginity.
God damn right it is.
I'm just joking. Let's be honest. Today, there's some chick that'll bang you because how cool your Minecraft world is.
Oh.
Like, I am honorable and chaste because Minecraft.
World is
So
a
are you
different place.
planning on building it up high enough and then just taking it over to the mountainside to escape, or how are you planning on getting out of this situation without dying?
Well, there's the mountainside over there. I can just leap on over. It's no issue.
Yay.
How high
Right.
are you planning on building that?
We'll see. I'm just going with it.
Which brick is that? And is that just that's not normal brick? That's a darker brick.
That is deep slate brick,
Okay.
and it's pretty easy to make too. Hence why it's my main building material. I think the only real exception so far has been the cathedral down there. I didn't want a very gothic-looking chapel, but we'll see how that changes.
I've
I'm
been
gonna.
Now,
don't know.
is gravity a thing in this game? Can you
Yes.
just like jump
Yes.
off and go down the ground and be fine? Or
well, it
No.
depends. If you're in survival mode, no. If you're in creative mode and or you're like the admin, if you're admin, you can turn on something specific so that you can fly around. But basically, there's gravity and you can die. Kind of like if you can hit the zombie off and get it to fall, or just die right there. Yeah, I had a situation earlier where I kept knocking something back and it finally fell off the side and killed itself.
how
The
did
biggest
they?
thing I'm looking out for is wind spirits. That's the real danger.
Yeah, especially at night.
And I
That's
don't
why
think
I-
we've slept in a few days, so that could be an issue.
That's why I keep cats around, because they don't like cats, and so they just stay away from cats.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious because they'll come in to dive down on you, and then it's like, oh cat, okay, I need to stay away. And because my mouse is screwed, I end up using crossbows instead of bows.
I hate skeletons in this game so much.
Again, how did they get up there?
It probably spawned up
Magic.
there.
No.
Because
Do any of you guys ever watch Grayskull Plays?
watch what?
A YouTube channel called Gray Still Plays.
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, I
He
think
used to.
I've seen like a couple of episodes. I don't know what he's doing anymore.
Yeah, the
he's
tower could
followed
be taller.
GTA lately, and he always seems to go back to Happy Wheels. But for a while, he was messing around with Minecraft.
Are
And
people still playing Happy Wheels?
taking models for him to beat and make them ridiculously difficult. And he says he's not good at video games. He's good at masochism. He keeps doing it again and again and again until eventually he gets lucky and beats it.
It sounds
Right.
like streaming, all right.
But when he was messing with Minecraft, he did all these like he went around blowing up a bunch of chickens. One happened to survive, so he modded it, put a top hat on there, named him Reginald, and made him invincible, and just had him go walk around with him everywhere. He would alter things and then go beat the Ender Dragon in really weird ways. Like one time, he modded up a bunch of axolotls to where they're like standing on two legs and jacked. They just look like bodybuilders. And he ended up going to the Ender Dragon with a whole army of these things, and he didn't have to do nothing. They all pelted the Ender Dragon to death with fish.
Well, that's certainly one way to kill a dragon, with fish.
I
Now give me
think I
some fish.
remember seeing something like that.
Watching you play Jump King was frustrating for me. I'd see you get so far and then fall so low down. I hurt for you.
You know, they say dwarves dig too deep, but what about dwatters? Do dwatters dig too deep?
Well, the real question
I think
is,
it's going
are
too deep.
Dwatters excited for the upcoming Minecraft movie?
Dwatters are not excited about the Minecraft
Oh, it's
movie.
got
How dare you? How dare you?
Jack Black is in the Minecraft movie.
Jack
yo.
My
Black.
name is Steve. It's like I think we can rank that among one of the most cringe cinema moments this year.
Oh yeah, and we're also getting a Sims movie, so that's weird.
Seriously?
Here's the thing, like Jack Black is a really good actor, but this does not feel like he's playing a character. Even in some of the lazier roles he's done, it still feels like he's playing some sort of character. I'm like, whenever I see that trailer, I do not see a character. I just see Jack Black in a blue t-shirt.
That's who he's been to the last couple of movies. Just
I'll tell
Jack
you what,
Black.
though, he nailed it as King Koopa. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, voice acting wise, yeah.
As who?
King
Koopa.
Koopa, Bowser.
Oh,
and
King
Super
Koopa.
Brothers.
I still haven't seen the Mario Brothers movie. I should probably do that at some point.
It was good. It was straight up fun.
I know the last few... I've been getting a little more into Nintendo games over the last year or so, so honestly, it's probably a good time for me to check out that movie. Really enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey. The Kirby game is really fun.
Now, did you wind up finishing off Metroid Fusion?
No, I didn't. I'm still at the final boss, and I just kind of put the game down because
Yeah.
because what is the name of your doppelganger? I'm forgetting.
DSAX.
What is it?
DSAX.
BSAX. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time it is on screen, you are about to get destroyed by it. It is great. It really ramps up the tension, but it can be a little frustrating too.
That game is great at building tension.
Yes,
I mean,
I will agree with that.
it is a sci-fi horror, no doubt.
It's probably the most horror Metroid has gotten, at least in my experience. I don't know how far
Have you played
Dread
Prime
goes.
2?
Prime 2 is really fun. I understand why a lot of people don't consider that like one of the better ones. I really like the actual story in that game. It's too much fun to me. It's pretty dark, and I like the actual world building around what's the planet's name? What is it? What is it? Aether.
Aether.
That's right. Yeah, I love the world building around Aether because by the time you encounter the alien race, in most Metroid games, you're pretty much landing on the world like long after everybody's dead. This is the one
Yeah.
case where you do come across an alien species, but there's like 5 of them left.
Oh, there's more than that, but there's only one that's actually up and at 'em. The rest
Right.
are in stasis, and
Right.
and the other 4 you come across are hollow projections.
Well, it's like
The actual person has died, and they left that message for whoever might be able to finish their work.
the actual like context around that is everyone's going into stasis because they pretty much lost hope and they're just trying to go out easy. I'm like, that's messed up, but it's really cool for a Metroid game to go there. Makes
Sounds
sense too.
like, kind of sounds like Canada.
Yeah, and then the Ing just possess the dead bodies and come at you like zombies.
I do like the overall narrative arc of that game where it feels like you're ridding an entire planet of its corruption, which you basically are. You're pretty much
Yeah.
like ridding it of a virus that's slowly overtaken everything.
Well, what happened is when it was hit by the Phazon asteroid, or its seed pod, pretty much from the planet Phase, because Phase is this big organic radioactive planet and reproduces by sending out asteroids to hit other planets and pretty much turning them into versions of itself. Well, when it hit Aether, Aether dimensionally split into two. There's a light Aether, the original, and a dark Aether. It actually kind of spawned its own alternate dimension, which is a universe unto itself.
We're pretty much
And-
following the Nintendo trope of Light World, Dark World, which was
Yes.
particularly with Zelda. That's always been a big trope.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did here. But the thing is, the energy between there's only the energy of the original planet, and it's being fought over between the two existing worlds. And the Ing have been taking all the energy from the original Aether and bringing it to Dark Aether to sustain theirs. And they got almost all of it. What you got to do is go around and find ways to return it back to the original Aether. So when you do that, it makes the Dark Aether's entire reality collapse.
Yeah, it's really neat. I especially love the what is it? The intro for that game. The intro and the ending are both some of the best moments in the entire Metroid series, I would argue.
Oh, so you beat that one?
Yeah, I beat that one. I beat the Prime trilogy. It's been a few years.
That was
but
the
did
one
do
I
it.
struggled with.
I understand. Well, the Prime games have a problem where it's like you're very close to the end, and then all of a sudden it just
Fetch
dropped
Quest.
a key hunt right on
I
your
hate it.
lap. And it's like, here's the thing: whenever I got to that point in the game, I would just always look up a walkthrough because Retro never did a really good job with those fetch quests, not in 1 nor 2. 3 just kind of abandons the
better in
idea
3.
later on.
It was in 3, but they did it a lot better. It was the
Right.
batteries.
I have other problems with Prime 3, but they did do that part of it very well.
Now, I absolutely loved with the Wiimote and Nunchuck. What's up, Kahuna? I loved how the grapple beam was integrated into that. Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
the-
Kahuna.
the Wiimote controls in general for that game, like there's a reason why whenever the Prime trilogy came out, they used Wiimote controls for all of them because it
Yeah,
worked
it
so
just
well
worked
for
well.
Metroid.
Well, when you throw the nunchuck forward while pulling the trigger, and it shoots out the grapple beam and it latches onto an enemy's shield, and you pull back, yanking that shield out of their hands, that was just, I loved how that felt. It was very satisfying.
Yeah, if only the nunchuck would work properly all the time. That was my one big drawback with that. Sometimes the nunchuck would not sense that you're actually like pulling back with your hand. So it would just be like this awkward kind of like tug that Samus is doing, where it's like her arm is like going left to right, but nothing's happening.
I wish they would have integrated that into Other M.
They did it a little bit, but from what I've seen, they did not do it well. It's
No,
like
they didn't use the nunchuck at all.
right, and I think that was a fatal flaw. They should have used the nunchuck for that game.
I would actually, I know see a port of Metroid Other M and then redo the controls too. Because there is a fun game to play there. As much as the story needs a complete rework, the game itself, a lot of potential there. It was a
Right.
very unfortunate misfire. It had some beautiful graphics.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like I do think you can salvage the gameplay. I agree with you. There is a good game in there. It's just the story itself needs 1 or 2 rewrites.
And I know this is controversial, but even the PTSD scene could be made to work if they just foreshadowed it properly. Proper setup makes a big difference, because even people who seem to have gotten over their trauma at some point at just the right time can have it come back full swing, especially when Kahuna pops up. What's up, man?
Not much, brother. Yeah, I got done taking care of some stuff. Figured I'd hop on for just a little bit. How's everyone doing?
Cool. Doing good.
Minecraft calls.
I always thought it'd be fun to. I thought it'd be fun to use a Minecraft setting to like create a fantasy city, like just go ham in creative mode and build it the way you want it.
Yeah, I could see that being a lot of fun. I know how I don't know how it's done now, but I know for the longest time, a big method of building whenever it was like larger builds like that, they actually had like brush tools for like blocks and stuff that you could use. It was like builders mods or whatever. That was
I know
big
there are mods for it. I haven't. I'm nowhere near modding Minecraft. My son keeps asking me, "Can we add Plants vs Zombie characters?" I'm like, no, we're gonna just play Minecraft, buddy.
The Minecraft modding rabbit hole really goes deep.
Yeah, you can turn it into a completely different game, which is ridiculous, but yeah. So I've been going through. I was nearly done reading all of the manga volume 1s that I have for my projects that I'm working on, taking notes, putting together like funny things I can make out of it, and the full video at the end. But then I went and bought like 5 or 6 more volume 1s that I hadn't read before.
Oh my god!
And
you're gonna have a lot to talk about by the end.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot. You know when you have a hankering just to try something different to see if you like it.
Yeah, I definitely know that feeling.
This is pretty much as cringy as it looks, but it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
That cover is a little cringe.
Oh no! It's that cringe throughout the entire book. But
oh really?
For some reason, every now and again, like I'm in the mood for it. I'm just like, I don't mind this. I know this is cringe. I feel it.
So you're on the same boat as me then. You just know that.
Oh, James,
this is your Mimic 3.
Pretty much. Well, James, have you ever been there when I've talked about my post-divorce romance anime like phase that I had?
Whoa!
I watched like every romance category romance anime I could get my hands on for like.
Have you
6
seen
months.
Girls? Have you seen Girls Bravo?
I've always heard about that one.
Yes. That one's got a special place in my heart. When I was in college, my friend who passed away, unfortunately, when we were roommates, every single day, at the end of the day, we watched one episode of Girls Bravo, went through the entire freaking show. It was great times. Great times.
That's a fun tradition. Yeah, I've been trying to. I need to put together a panel of guys in our group to watch just 1 or 2 episodes of quintessential quintuplets, and just so that I don't suffer alone knowing I've seen that show.
You can add me to that list. I'll suffer through it with you.
It's not nearly as bad as those go. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Not
There's a few anime I've tried.
Now, what is quintessential quintuplets? I never heard of it.
Do you know what quintuplets are?
I do.
Okay. Well, it's about 5 of them, and like 4 of them are failing in school, so they bring in a tutor, and it's a will they won't they harem with all of the sisters and him mostly, except for one, but they keep on showing flash forwards to the future where he's marrying one of them, but you can't tell who it is, and that's the whole gimmick of the show, and that's pretty much the whole thing.
So it sounds like a romantic comedy type thing.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Mostly cringe, but it does that thing that a lot of older sitcoms would do, like to try to get you to come back. Like, here's our premise, and we're gonna milk that for every goddamn episode. Bat Sauce says second favorite. What are you talking about, Bat Sauce? You speaking again? Oh yeah, he's talking about another favorite of mine. I unironically really like that show. That's hello. I did. Anyway, yeah, no, that would be Uran High School Host Club.
Unironically, that one.
That is unironically a very, very filthy funny show. I love that show. What was that, James?
I just said, "Oh boy," as a response.
Have you seen it?
No. But I can imagine.
It's older. It's one of the OGs. Basically, this girl has a kind of deeper voice. She gets into this really prestigious, like anime level prestigious high school. Like basically, they run the country at this point, and because she has a deep,
They're running the world while they're drinking tea.
yeah, pretty much. And so she accidentally breaks a $80,000 vase and has to take up work as a host at a host club. Which, for those who don't, basically guys, they hang out and they drink and talk to you and make you feel like a princess, and that's what a host club is. But the problem is, she's a girl, and that's where the hijinks start. But yeah, no, very unironically, very good show.
Well, Kahuna. Well,
Yeah.
first off, Bad Sauce says it's really good depending on your estrogen levels. But
Oh, shush! Your wife knows it's good. You son of a gun. Well, she and I talked about it. That's a good show, and you're wrong. Anyway,
however, you did slip in just at the right time
I always do.
because it's time for some parting plugs. So, what do you got going on?
Ooh.
Sliding into those plugs just like those DMs.
Wow.
Oh, so this Wednesday, I'm going to release it on Wednesday. I made a short based off of the behavior of a Mr. Daniel P. Riley out on a certain show with Royce recently and his drinking. And it's going to be, he already approved it. It's all good. So I'm going to be posting that. And so if you guys could vote for that on Wednesday and make Royce watch a YouTube short so that he gets more of them in his feed, I would really appreciate it.
All right, I'm down.
Dude,
Just say the word.
The editing's good. It's good. I combined I took in one hand, one clenched fist, D.P. Riley's drinking habits on camera, and in the other hand, I took that inspirational scene from the first Matrix movie, and I brought them together in a way you wouldn't expect.
The inspirational scene in the first Matrix. Which scene's that?
What? There's many of them. That's why I'm keeping it a secret. You'll have to watch.
Okay.
Don't worry. Worst case, it's only about 45 seconds of your life gone.
Right.
All right, James.
Oh yeah, me. Parting plugs. Check out worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. I just released a horror short story for my premium subscribers today. Go pay $5 to read that. It's great. You got yourself a lovely PDF. You can read it right off of there. Download the PDF, save it for later. You can have yourself a copy.
a lot
forever.
of PDF files over the World Without End. Yep.
I like to turn things PDF. I like to make them where you can read them like a Kindle book. So that way, if you have a Kindle, you read it right off of that or off of your phone as well. And there's also lovely art pieces in there. Has a cover, has everything. You're gonna love it. I am working to get the screenplay out. I'm already done. Well, I guess it is a bit of a screenplay. It's the audio play, and all that's going to be releasing on the 25th for everybody. Right now, you can get it the PDF and the short story. It's about 24 pages. The screenplay is over 50 pages. So there's a lot of content there. I'm wondering, like once you turn into a screenplay, it's going to get a little fluffier.
Tremendous content, unbelievable.
Lots of content, beautiful content, lots of artwork. All the artwork that could not make it into the original written version is in the screenplay. You're gonna love it. There's lots. There's like 8 pieces of content.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
Great.
Yeah, that's coming down on the
content.
25th. And you're gonna love it. And you can get it for free on the 25th. You get it now for $5. worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
There
All right,
was
off to the
one.
next
There
person.
was one woman. She said she wouldn't read it. Frankly, stupid woman. I don't know what she does. Is doing open air math.
Before we continue to honor, Bad Sauce asks, y'all see Royce crying Saturday night? Was that
Pretty much,
the
yeah.
debate
Is that
between
actually a thing, or
you and him?
is
Or,
this like a running joke?
No. They were beefing. They're both the kind of people who like jokingly debate online and like poke the bear, but then they both actually get pissed off, so it kind of all falls apart.
Oh wow!
But in the debate, they actually did pretty good, and Royce did say out loud he was wrong more than once. So
My only disagreement with him is if he hasn't played the game, I'm like, dude, you need to play the game in order to make that argument.
I don't think you do.
I think you
Personally,
do. I think you need to do research.
it comes down to what you would consider woke, really. And if I think that the trailer comes off like it's woke as fuck, and then I start seeing clips of stuff that continuously push me towards that direction, I'm like, You know, you don't have to play the game to get a window into what it looks like.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. Like they had brought up another point too. It's like the over sexualization in video games in general. So they had to take that out of the.
It's not
equation.
really this. We were talking about this earlier. It's not really
Yeah.
about the sexualization as much as just the hookup culture. You have a lot of sexualization, but if you wrap it up in good writing and your relational building, it comes off fucking amazing. But if it's just hey,
you
let's
know
be a
what would
slut
really
with
sell
everybody.
the argument on that one way or another? Having played the game.
Or watching a playthrough, watching some playthrough, hearing a multitude of
that also helps. I'll admit that.
Otter
There's a
sitting
lot
here,
you
you're
can
fake
do, I'm
news.
telling you.
You're fake news. Didn't play the game, can't have an opinion. Otter law.
Well, I'm
Otter
saying
law. The Otter law.
What I'm saying is the alternative comes across more as grifting, and if you're trying to make a legitimate argument, I don't think that's a good look.
However, speaking of Royce, Comic Shop Wednesdays. Weekly live stream starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, hosted by Royce from A Drink with Crazy, where he goes over upcoming books, comics, games, and more. Link in the description.
The link is in the description.
Yes, it is. And Otter.
Well, I have a Swords and Sorcery novella out. I'm getting pretty close to finishing my second book as of the moment. Also getting some artwork commissioned as well. So in the meantime, you can check out The Curse of the Star Raids on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the big retailers. I am also on YouTube, where I'm normally streaming with Sir Wrangler here, Frederick Guimont, for the art chill streams on Tuesdays and a lot of Saturdays as well. And I am currently working on other projects. That's where you can find the Otter, as well as Twitter and X, where I just shitpost.
That gay bar was just a rumor.
Clip.
It was a
allegedly.
Oh no! Don't say that. He's just gonna cut out all the harder shit. It's just gonna be me.
10-hour mark.
God damn it. Oh Christ!
1 hour, 55-minute mark.
Oh jeez.
Raven.
Record.
Yeah, I'm gonna say check out Brian McCoppin's Record of the Paladins if you have not yet already. I've kind of started the Book of Oliver since I picked that up after the hurricane.
Yeah. No, I've listened to book 1 and book 2. I've read them both as well, and I really like him. He's going to be part of a panel I've been putting together for a while now, basically talking about Christian influence and religious influence in fantasy. But yeah, no, great books.
Good.
Bat Sauce says book 2 was really good.
I go back and forth. I don't know which book I liked better. I liked them both.
All right. Frederick.
Yes, imakecomic.com. imakecomics.com. We'll take you to the website ratelcomic.com, where you can see the samples of the page I'm working on and see the progress, as well as my links to X, Noster, and all the good stuff. And check us out on Tuesdays. But proofofcomics.com is the streaming show for our art stream on Tuesdays, where you see many of our fellow guests today.
Yes, sir. Frederick, I just have one question for you. Would you be offended if I called you Frederick Gooey Duck? Every time I hear your last name, that's what I think of.
Well, you know, it's really funny because everyone mispronounces French names, and that's perfectly fine. But like, people have been ramping on the owners of Ubisoft, which are the Frères Guillemot, but they've been mispronouncing Guillemot as Guimont, which is the right pronunciation for my name. So the only people who are pronouncing it right are the people who are mispronouncing another name, which is very ironic.
Figures.
Oh, that's good, dude. And so, wait, I'm not Billy Bob. I don't have a butt-fuck southern accent. Let's see if I can say your last name. You say it, and then I'll try it.
Guimont.
Guimont.
Yes.
Guimont.
Guimont. I don't know.
No, you got it. You got it.
Guimont.
I feel like I need to smoke a pipe and drink some wine, but maybe that's just the French. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
right.
right. You can find my stuff on Amazon, Haley Star Bad Kitty, and Bad Kitty Haley's World. I also have a Substack under Frequency Studios, where sometime soon, not sure when, but very soon, I'll have another short story going up there. It'll be featuring artwork from Mr. Guimon, and yeah, I've seen what he's working on. I'm loving how it's coming out. It looks awesome. Got a
Give you
couple of the
little
main characters
sneak peek.
featured.
I've got it right here. I just need to finish some minor details in the palm trees and the buildings, and it's ready to ink. So very shortly.
Oh,
Why are
sweet.
those bodybuilders holding guns? No, never mind.
Yeah, he actually slimmed them down. They were like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he first started. Actually, more like Lou Ferrigno, but
Those
Yeah,
were the
frankly.
detectives of my youth. What can I say?
It's like
you can also find me-
6'3", 250 pounds of pure muscle and testosterone. I'm here to investigate a crime.
It was a different time. Less soy in the food.
The big gym craze
So much
was
soy.
all over the place.
but you could also find me on the X Twitter, Truth and Minds under Frequency Studios. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. We had a blast. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Bye-bye, everybody. Woo! You gooners.
Goodbye.
We're still here.
Jewish space laser.
We are. All that,
I couldn't resist. Good night,
all that-
everybody.
Bye-bye.